She's been, a competitive gymnast and an athlete for years. And so I've seen her go through injuries before and, the initial letdown of the injury and having to remove herself from sports for a few weeks and then coming back and rehabbing. This was a completely different scenario. It went from the injury to progressive pain that just never relented. She's super strong and she's just got a really high pain tolerance, and she's also very competitive. So for her, she wasn't going to give up. She didn't want to let her team down. She wanted to keep going despite the pain. She would come home every day in tears. And, to watch a child at, age 15, 16, who's supposed to be at the prime of their life, and having, like you said, the best time and thinking about boyfriends and social activities, to literally not wanting to do anything but come home and get on a heating pad or ice. Going to multiple doctors who just didn't know what to tell us. Nobody knew what to do. It was very sad because as a mom, you feel helpless. I couldn't fix it. I couldn't do anything to help, and it was just very frustrating. We live in a pretty big city with great health care for the most part. So that really became very frustrating. Seeing doctors who have a really high reputation for success and, especially after an ankle injury and then a leg injury, and them just not being able to tell us, and they became frustrated. Her initial orthopedic surgeon became frustrated because he couldn't figure it out. We reached our point of most frustration when we went to, I think, the second one, and he just dismissed it all and just basically implied that, she just needed to tough it out. Her stepmom had, finally kept saying to us, I really think she might have the Piriformis syndrome. And the doctors kept saying, oh, she's too young for that. It doesn't make sense. And so many, I feel like orthopedic surgeons don't even really believe that exists. We all came out here very optimistic, especially since her stepmother's surgery had gone so well. When you first meet Dr. Tollestrup, he's just so, he sets you at ease. And, he immediately didn't even really talk to David and I, her dad. It was more about, where's Sarah? And tell me what's going on with you? And he just listened to her, and I could see her affect on her face completely start to relax, as she began to describe what she'd gone through. And then he was just validating every piece of it, which we had not had before. So I think after we had met with him and he had done his, his pre-op, exam, and really was able to just educate us about what he thought the problems were, it all made sense. So we felt very confident after that the surgery was going to go successfully. She woke up from the surgery with the pain that she had been feeling gone, which, was shocking to me. I didn't expect it to be that quick. She immediately was like, Mom, that pain that I've had for a year, Mom, it's not there anymore. And, it was like, I was almost like in tears, because I could see her, every day she was coming back. She was no longer the sad, frustrated, in pain kid. She was starting to be herself again. She was bubbly, Sarah Neal, and, excited about the future again and getting back into sports and happy. So it was just, it was such a relief. He's a wonderful surgeon, but he's also just very compassionate and, sets you at ease and really wants to connect with you and make sure you understand the actual anatomy of what's going on, which I think so many doctors don't necessarily take the time to do. I would say, to any parents that are out there that are going through this with kids, that in sports injuries, if you really can't find, a doctor that is looking for something like this, you've got to look at the nerve situation, because I think it's just so rare in kids this age. If that's what's happening, talk to Dr. Tollestrup, for sure.